man. How are you?
Not bad.
Oh, how's things back in Malta?
Good.
You're playing with Armin van Buren soon, are you?
Yeah, 30 June at the end of this month. He's back after
It's been a while since he's been there.
4 or 5 years.
Because I remember you guys were really big in Armada then, and he called you up on stage, yeah?
Mm.
Is
Yeah,
that
that's
a big moment for Tenishia?
big moment because thing is, before Tenishia there was hardly anyone to reach such an international status within the whole music industry, I would say, from Malta. So for Armin to be the #1 DJ back then, playing, a local DJ track in Malta was something huge. And when he called us on stage, it was, we came down there and instantly made heroes.
So did the local, Maltese people start supporting you more and
yes, definitely,
lifting you more?
Because it's a small country.
What's it, probably about 300,000?
400,000 now.
Yeah.
We've increased a little bit.
Slowly, increased population.
We had a lot of support when Armin did that to us. It was like, this is something that I think until this very day, because it gave us a big breakthrough in Malta, because Malta is a small country, so there was few opportunities, and the few opportunities that we had, they were already someone there taking, there were established DJs already. The scene in Malta has been big, man. So still, for a small country, we're an island. We're like, you can compare Malta to Ibiza easily when it comes to weather and beaches and clubs. So when he did that, the 2 months after, we did our own show, and it sold out. We started touring 10 years ago, but in 2012 it really took off. So we were playing Malta less and less and less, and with music taste being a cycle all the time, people changed, and with Tenishia leaving Malta and not doing so much trance events anymore, people have moved on, and they still love trance. I can see that. I can see.
So someone filled that gap?
Yes, people started following other genres and going to other events, of course, and they started liking other music. I started liking other music too, because to be honest, the melodic progressive, the deep house, and I love that. I love that. I play it in Malta a lot, and I think trance did lose its backbone.
Yeah.
In a way.
What do you reckon? Why? Because people started to go more commercially sounding.
Well,
or get bigger audience.
There's a few reasons, I guess, but and that's affected also what being a DJ means nowadays as well. I think trance has always been affected by what's mainstream. I mean, by what's big. If there was the electronic sounds, if there was house, if there was commercial, it always got that little bit of adjustment to its sounds. And I remember dubstep affecting trance. And,
where's dubstep now?
Yeah, where's dubstep now? Exactly.
Electro, remember electro?
And I think it lost its soul when it started going big room, and it started to lose the emotion in it, and give more importance to drops. And to be honest, you go in the studio and you think this has been done, it's overproduced, but it will come back. And I believe the last 6 months there was a little bit of a step forward.
What about the tracks being a lot shorter as well? Do you reckon that's with the drops? They want more drops?
How many drops can you have, seriously? But
you remember tracks of 7-8 minutes?
Yeah,
now.
Definitely. But again, you go to play that now, and you see geez,
people get bored.
This, yeah, exactly. People get bored on the dance floor, so you need to. So it's, but even DJing has changed. Let's face it. I mean, before when I started DJing 20 years ago, it was about, you know, rebelling against the mainstream, like doing something like if the radio is playing, you know, commercial dance, you just want to play techno or trance was coming out. But nowadays, it's not all about that. It's you have to produce music, you have to be good at marketing.
Yeah.
And I think it was coming off what like DJs are coming off of what they should really be doing, which is actually DJing. You know, I've seen. It's no news to say like it's being taken over. The scene is being taken over by entertainers like Steve Aoki, which obviously they sell. You know, they make money. So
it's entertainment, right?
Yeah, it is. So. It is at the end of the day. So if they sell, you know, clubs are gonna book them.
Yeah.
But again, when I see a DJ, you know, I was in China not long ago, and I see this guy going. We were playing the same festival, and he went out on stage and was going, "Oh, who's going to be the loudest, the left or the right?" So the people on the right shout, "Ah!" and the people on the left shout. I'm thinking to myself, like,
doesn't matter what music is
playing. To be honest, they were Chinese, so I'm pretty sure that 3/4 of the people there weren't understanding what he was doing.
Yeah.
But I was thinking to myself, what's next? Is he going to pull out like a pigeon or a rabbit from a hat?
Nothing up my sleeve.
Like, come on, man! Music is a universal language. Let it talk. You know, that's the job of a DJ. But again, these kind of things are selling out clubs, man. You can't just.
But yeah. It's putting a show on at the end of the day, yeah?
It is, and people are buying it, so you can't really say anything, you know, if clubs want to book that to get the people. Doughnut Run.
Yeah. Sometimes you post on Facebook, like in Maltese, and I don't understand it. So I'm trying to decipher, but I see stuff, political stuff. What's been happening in Malta? You met the president? Or no, Prime Minister?
Prime Minister, yeah.
What's that all about?
I've been going off at some politicians lately.
Yeah.
Because I was doing this small event, and that, you know, it was just a charity event with my friends, maybe for 200 people, and there was this stupid permit in Malta that I've been always against. It's been there since like, I don't know, 20 years now, and it requires anyone organizing an event and wanting to book a DJ, a lot of to go through a lot of bullshit, like paying big insurance policies and 11,000 euros warranty in the bank, and getting a lot of permits from the health and safety department. Anyway, it was making it impossible to actually book a DJ in an event, so it was favoring bands actually.
Okay, so it's outdoor events?
Outdoor, not in the licensed. No, in a licensed club you don't need a permit because they already have. But if you want to go outdoor,
okay, like
say next to the beach or somewhere outdoor, you need to do all this. And it doesn't. This permit doesn't make a difference between an event of 200 or 20,000 people.
Okay, so it's just DJ specific.
Yes.
If you have a band, it's okay.
And it was quite discriminating, you know, because nowadays DJs are the superstars of. If you put on MTV, you'd see more DJs than bands. Yeah. So, you know, they stopped this event, and they actually the police inspector came and he said, "Listen, you can play music, but you can't have a DJ playing." And I'm like, "So you're telling me I can leave a laptop there or a CD playing, and I can't actually DJ?" He said, I'm sorry, but you know, those are the orders that I've been given, and of course I didn't go against the police.
Yeah.
But I was really frustrated with it, so yeah, I took it out on Facebook, and the election was coming, and I said, listen, if these things are not going to change,
Yeah.
I'm telling everyone who follows me in Malta, which I have a quite numerous following.
You guys are the biggest page in Malta, yeah?
Yes, it is the biggest Facebook page. So I was telling everyone not to vote until this thing is changed, and within a few minutes I started receiving phone calls from the two different big political parties,
Okay.
and eventually got the Minister of Home Affairs coming to my home and to my studio to explain all this.
Yeah.
And I explained on long phone calls to the both parties, and eventually it got to the Prime Minister's ears, and he also talked to me, and we met on TV, and it got that big that both political parties put it in their electoral manifestos.
Okay. So they
this
said
thing is going to
new
be
policy.
changed
Yeah.
from a rant on Facebook started by me.
Oh, that's good, man. You know,
It is,
using your power for good to make it.
Well, you know, Malta is a small country, and I know what I had to do. You know, I had to go through a lot to manage to get to this level, and I see that a lot of young people were inspired by what I did, and you know, a lot of young guys now are into music production and DJing, and you know, these guys don't need obstacles.
Yeah,
They need more opportunities, if anything, you know, and I would like to see more DJs going international from Malta, of course, and they all have my support, and I'm happy to help where I can. So,
do you see yourself getting involved with more of the political side of the government?
to be honest, I've been asked, because
you know,
I have a following, but I don't see
you
myself.
should run for government, man. You get votes. Arnold Schwarzenegger. I think Paul Van Dyke apparently was on the council for Berlin or something.
Was he?
That's what I read back a long time ago. I don't know if it's true.
I don't know. You know, the thing is, and especially in my country, the politics are quite divisive because you know, some people support the blue party, some people support the red party, and it's totally the opposite thing that music does, because music brings everyone together at the end of the day. And
maybe you could start, I don't know, Tenishia political party, bring everyone together,
party all day long, all week long. Recently, actually, I did a gig in Shanghai where we tried our best to promote the island, because I noticed that in Asia most of the people do not know or never heard about Malta, and I actually get what is Malta instead of where is Malta. and I try to explain, and they all go like okay, or they pretend to know.
How do you explain it? Underneath Italy?
I just say South Italy.
Okay.
And some of them say Sicily, which is not Sicily. It's further south.
Yeah.
But sometimes it's just so hard to explain. Just say it's just south of Sicily, and they think I speak Italian, so they start, you know, if anyone knows how to say a word in Italian, they start telling me Italian words, and I'm like, nah, it's not us.
How did you guys started producing? I remember you went to America a bit, Argentina. Now you focus a lot on China. How did the big China thing start? You know, did you just keep going back? Did you get more and more requests?
China.
They just loved you and they kept calling you back. You know.
Well, China is a very particular scene, I guess, and I noticed that on the very first time I went there, and I remember the first year going there, I had to adapt the set so much that I was almost hating the music I was playing. But I like to compare China with a baby.
Yeah.
With a very promising baby.
Okay.
Because it is a learning phase of for China. You know, the country has been opening up for this kind of industry. More DJs are visiting now, and obviously the first thing that affected the scene was the EDM music, which personally I don't like. I have all the respect for all the DJs playing that, but I personally do not like the music. So I look at China as a baby because I'm the parent. Okay, I'm the parent of the baby, and I want to give the baby a good vegetable, for example, a carrot.
Good education.
Good education. So if I go to my son and I give him a carrot, he'll probably say, "Nah, I don't like it," you know. And if I try to force it in, you know, he'll hate it for the rest of his life. So what you do, you just put the carrot in the soup and blend it, no? Until eventually it becomes carrot soup.
Yeah.
So that's my job in China. 4 years ago, I was playing a lot of music which I didn't exactly like, but I kept adding the trance into my set.
Slipping it in,
you know. You could see like people coming at the end of the set, like, what was the music? That was beautiful. Oh. Like, is this different? You know, and all the local DJs, like, what is this track? What is this track? And eventually, I created my own sound there, and
I guess
it took off.
Because like, how much of this internet is blocked for them?
Oh yes.
So if you say go to my SoundCloud,
no, you can't. It's Google. There's Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, SoundCloud. They're all blocked. They all have their own stuff. So most of the stuff coming from the outside world is blocked.
Yeah.
So they can't follow like we do. They do because eventually they get there, but it's not as easy as and accessible like you know, like it is to us.
Have you been learning Chinese?
I've learned a few words, obviously the bad ones, of course. The first. But I've learned a few words now, like you know, the most like related with food, like chi chow fan, which is chicken fried rice. I remember I was at this hotel the first year I was there, and I wanted chicken fried rice, and I was trying to order room service, and I had to go down at the reception and actually drew chicken and rice. I think I showed you this picture.
I think I saw
it's on my Instagram. And after like 25 minutes of explaining, they said, no have.
Young and upcoming guys, you've been through a lot. You've been touring for 10 years?
10 years.
If you have to start today, what would you do?
I guess it's more difficult today, I'm sorry to say, because one, it's very important to have good marketing, and this is not what I initially wanted to be a DJ for. You know, I wanted to be a DJ to play music, so marketing wasn't actually my thing, but unfortunately nowadays you need it. Of course, production, but what would I do today? I think music production is your best chance. Maybe if you start doing good music and, you know, create your own sound, you have to have something to stand out. There's you know, millions of DJs out there. Everyone wants to be, you know, in the limelight. So what you're gonna do, you have to think of something innovative, or create a particular genre of music, particular sound that people will notice you and eventually stand out. That's the whole challenge, you know, nowadays. It's how you're gonna stand out. You have the tools, everyone has the tools. Everyone has social media, it's easy for everyone, but it's also hard for everyone because
everyone's fighting for the same spot.
Exactly. I don't know, I think my best advice is just do what you love.